Hey, Tubies. It's Psychic Bob. It's 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday night. You know what that means? It's time for the witching hour. And here we are. We got the old crew back. I know y'all missed everybody last week. I'm going to let them go down the row here. Lady Angela, why don't you give a shout out to us?
Hi, everybody. So happy to be here tonight. Sorry I missed last week. I was ill, but I'm here tonight and excited for the show.
And then we got our Lord Guardian, Lord Tony, with us.
Hey, everybody. Glad to be here. Sorry I missed you the last 2 weeks, but a little bit busy with a wedding and just other stuff.
So. Unforgivable. No.
Unforgivable. Enjoy the show.
Yay. And then we got our other board member, Lady Carol, here. And she's
hi, everybody. I had fun last week sitting in chat with you guys.
Yay. All right. Well, we're all back alive and we're with you tonight. And I tell you, it's wonderful. You know, I tell you guys, it's been so, rainy here today. I'm on the East Coast, right near Washington. We're already getting the effects of a hurricane that was coming up through North Carolina. And so it's funny because it's like been pouring nonstop and it's cold. And last week it was 100 degrees. And this week I'm actually wearing a sweater. Can you believe it? Anyways, I hope wherever you are, you're not being flooded out, drowned out, hurricaned out. I'm glad you're here. I think we got some people trying to come in on the chat here. Lady Angela, can you tell us who's in the chat right now?
We got Paul Croft, Moon 13 Storm. How you been? I haven't seen you on here. Good to see you back. We got Roxy DeRay. We got Gav. We got Debbie Webby. We got Sue Alenta, Steve Taylor. Mama Bird's here tonight. Simba's here. Big LeClaire, Stardust. Lotus Night Rain's here. Well, look, me and Tony are here and Carol too. G-Dog's here. Lots of new names and old names. So happy to see everybody here.
Yay! I'm just glad everybody's here, It's always fun when we have a gathering of the tribe,
Mm-hmm.
It really is. So I got to ask y'all, what have y'all been doing the last week? Anything exciting happening? Witchy stuff happening?
A lot of healing energy is what I've been working on. I was sick, but I believe in the sweat it out method, and I self-healed. So I'm here and I'm feeling much better. Just happy to be here.
Yay. Well, we all send prayers for you. And I want to say thank you to all the OPC people who were helping Lady Angela. We all try to send prayers to her.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Thank you.
You guys are the best. This is the wonderful thing about our order, that we're all really a team of support for each other. And that's what it's all about. Witches share a special bond. It's like, I think I told y'all last week, I can't remember, but I was recently at my mom's, and I was at a restaurant and I was reading a book, and it was a Wiccan book. And a girl came up who was a waitress behind me. She says, "What an interesting book." And I thought, because this town my mom lives is ultra Christian, right-wing conservative. And I said, "Yeah, it's an interesting historical book," which was true. I wasn't lying. And she said, interesting book. And out of her shirt, she pulls a pentacle. She says, "I'm one too."
Oh.
That was such a cool experience, because I was like trying to hide the book. And so then, because I was, I openly wear my pentacle. I thought, oh, now she's seeing my pentacle. So she pulls over. So she says, "Look, I'm one too." And that was kind of neat. So I gave her the name of the book, and she's all excited. And we had a fun time talking about Wicca and magical things, And isn't that nice when you're like in public and you run into a fellow crafter?
Yes.
It's like we feel that connection.
Yep.
Lord Tony, I was going to ask you, when you were traveling with your family, do you have any other Wiccan family members? Like anybody that you were, like when you were up at your family event, did you see anybody who's Wiccan?
I saw plenty of people that I swear were, but just going based on the way they were dressed. But I wasn't about to go up to them and just say, "Hey, I know what you are."
It's kind of funny when you have those big reunions. You find out, there might be more of us in the family.
Right.
I'm with you on that. So
I had fun experience. I went to the rock store that's here in my area sometime last week, and I purchased a few special rocks. I just love that store. But while I was in there, and I've chatted with that woman, her name is Brandy, and she's a really fun gal. And she knows my son because I've taken my son in there, and I let her openly know that I'm a witch, you know. And so I knew these rocks and everything, and I was in there to find the rocks that were supposed to be mine, you know. And I was someone that loved the rocks and all, and she had some books in there and stuff, and she actually she goes, you know, I'm into that stuff too. And I'm like, oh really? You know, this is awesome. She goes, you need to bring in some of your stuff in here and like put it in her store, like a consignment type deal. And I'm pretty sure she's going to want a book from me, you know. And I actually had someone else that came and visited me at my home, a close friend of mine and his girlfriend, and something told me she's a young girl, you know, she's 19, but just the conversation, and I knew that she was a witch. She didn't know that she was a witch, but I could tell that she was a witch. And the next thing you know, I had one of my books here, and just the conversation and the flow and the feeling I got from her stronger and stronger. And I kept like glancing over at that book that I had made that was on my shelf here. And I had it listed on eBay and it didn't sell. And usually they sell quickly. So I had it taken it down. I had it sitting here and I was thinking on what to do with it. Then she come over and the book just told me, because you could sense these things, that it was supposed to be her book. And as our conversations went about and I pulled this book out and I handed it to her, and she just like blossomed, you know, she was like all about it. And I told her boyfriend, who's a good friend of mine, I said, you know, this book is meant for your girlfriend, you know. I'll work you a deal, but she's got to have this book, you know. And so I had a couple really good, positive, witchy encounters. It was really awesome.
Isn't that exciting? You know, I love that. I love when we run into fellow Wiccans and people that don't even, like you said, they don't know that they're called to the craft. But we who are of the wise, we see who the future generation are sometimes. So that's always exciting. Lady Carol, I meant to ask you, since you moved to your new home, have you met any neighbors who you think might have, you know, kind of leanings in this direction?
No, most of the people around here, they're off to work early in the morning and they don't get back in until late in the evening. So we kind of miss each other right now.
Yeah, but you might start seeing, you know, I always think it's interesting when, especially when Halloween comes, because you can tell by door decorations who might actually really be a witch. And I'll say this because down near my old office, there was a row of townhouses. And every Halloween I go by, I was so tempted to go knock on this door. One of the people on the row had painted their door orange, not just throughout, like it was orange year round. And when it was Halloween, they put an actual pentacle wreath on the door. Now, I can't say that that was a Wiccan or pagan, but I suspected. I suspected. And, you know, so Carol, I was going to tell you, when you're watching, look around, see what decorations go, because real witches decorations, like we know what they are, you know.
Yes. And Yule decorations too, Bob, whenever all the pentagrams come out.
Oh yeah, I have a pentagram I put on my door every Yule too, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got some holidays coming up that you might find that, you know, can bring you connections. So many of the members here of our order, you know, you're solitary, and sometimes you miss having that neighbor you can just run over to and say, oh, can I, you know, borrow a spell candle? You know, I mean, I think we all miss that in our lives. And, you know, but when we find the neighbor that's like, that's always a treat, isn't it?
Right. Just like that lady at the shop I was telling you, you know, in her shop, she has different crystals and stuff. And I did a tarot reading for a couple people at my home the other day too, which went spectacular. And I told them, you need to go to this rock shop. And I said, she has these stones there and you need this one or that one. And then my friend's girlfriend, you know, I said, in this book, it tells you need certain candles and supplies and stuff. And I said, I know where you could get the candles at, you know, and I was telling her about the shop, because they're easy and accessible. Like, I have candles, but those are for me. So I told her, I said, I'll tell you where you can get yours and all. Well, when I went into that shop and I was like, what about these, this and that? And I said, I have some people I'm sending in here and I have given them lists. I said, so be on the lookout for when they come in. And she's like, oh, this is just great, you know?
There you go. See, the witch energy's building. You know?
Oh, yes. You know, we were talking about how we attract things, and it's a strong rule, and it's a true rule that like attracts like. When you're witchy, and the more you blossom in your witchiness, you're going to draw like-minded people. And the same token, you know, those people that are always doom and gloom, they attract more doom and gloom. So let's all try to live in the light and shine.
Absolutely. I'm all for that. Hey, Witchy Jim, I just saw you in here. Gotta give a shout out. You know, so, and G-Dog's here too. There's Gav. He's here from London. I love it. The gathering of the tribes. Isn't that wonderful? Every Sunday I get excited. You know, I think we're all going to get together, you know, and we have such a nice group here. We're really blessed, you know. And, but you know, I was thinking, Lady Angie, you know, it is funny how these people cross our paths, especially like I was thinking about like that one young girl who doesn't know she's a witch yet.
Right.
But you saw it in her. And I think
all
of us, you know, at some point have had somebody in our lives who kind of pointed us in a direction that changed our lives. I know for me, like when I first went to a spiritualist church, it was my teacher who trained me as a psychic. She said, you need to be in our class. And I said, oh, well, maybe, I don't know if I have time for it. She said, no, you need to be in the class. And it was like not an option to say no.
Right.
And, you know, taking that class, having somebody call out my talent changed my whole world, because I'm here today with you two. People say, oh, Bob, we love that you're here. And, you know, and I say, you know, honestly, it's the help of people like my teacher. Her name was Julia, who made it possible for me to be here. And I never forget the debt of gratitude, because, you know, when I didn't have faith in myself, and I knew I was psychic, but I didn't really believe that I could really do psychic. She said, oh, you got to stop knocking yourself down. You've got more talent than you know. And she helped me understand it. And, you know, I think Wicca is the same thing, you know, because it's a spiritual discipline that, well, you know, Wicca is, and you guys will probably back me up on this, Wicca is not just a, you know, like a religion. I don't even like that. It's a life. It's
a lifestyle.
A lifestyle. And to step into that is it's a life transformation. And sometimes you need people along the way to help you. And that's one of the reasons that, you know, we have the Order of the Purple Cord, so that people can have a chance to hear and be encouraged and learn, you know. And so all of us here, we're all panel experts. All of us have more than 10 years experience in Wicca. Most of us like more like 20 years, really. And actually, like Lord Tony, he's been a Wiccan since he was a baby, you know. And Lady Angela was too, you know, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, yeah, since I was like 12, 13 years old, yeah.
You know, and Lady Carol, I know you go back a long ways too, don't you?
Oh, yeah, yeah. Before I even knew I was, you know, Wiccan, I was already growing up in a mixed religion household. My dad was Baptist and my mom was Catholic, so I got hit both ways.
That's kind of an interesting branch of extremes in some ways.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the Catholics all have magic. They do. They know what magic is. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Those rituals and prayers to Mary, oh, let me tell you, they work.
They're pagans in denial.
The goddess in every Catholic church. Mary. I call her Mary too sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, my mom was actually born in New Orleans, so.
Oh, she got some of that voodoo energy going.
Yeah.
You might have. I
mean, I felt the craft very young, and I didn't understand it. So, you know, it was kind of like, well, am I this or am I that? And, you know, I just decided, well, I must be both. So I went to Baptist church, but I practiced Catholic religion at the same time. And now I'm pagan. So
it happens. I tried a lot of different Christian faiths too, you know, from being Jehovah's Witness to Baptist to Holy Roller to this to that, you know, until I found my way, which happened to be in a Scott Cunningham book.
You know, I was thinking the other day, I was looking at my Scott Cunningham books, and he was the one who started me on my path too. And I think how many, I wish he were still here, how many lives he's influenced in this book, you know, through his writings. So many people have told me to come to the craft. I think it's wonderful.
Gab says, he says, if he had called his old teachers pagans in denial, he would have had his head knocked off.
Don't cross a Catholic nun. They got rollers that
It's true, though. It's true. You know, we were talking about how we cross paths with people, and I find, I love to do tarot, but I'll cross paths with people, and this has happened for, geez, as long as I can imagine. Once I started working with tarot, I would cross paths with people who needed to have a reading that had never had a reading before, or maybe they had. But I find that a lot of times we'll cross paths with people who they'll cross paths with a reader, a tarot reader, or a reader like Bob, or just a reader. And they need to have that message that that particular person can deliver to them, because we each have our own way of interpreting and of explaining it and wording and phrasing things for people. And I cross paths with people that mostly have never had a reading before, and I give them one and it just blows them away. And I find that those are the people I need to read for, because they need to hear that message the way that I deliver it and the way that I connect with it. So I find that as well. And I find that a blessing.
It is a blessing when you get that opportunity to help somebody along their journey. And I find it as a reader also amazing how that kind of comes together. It's like you didn't plan it, they didn't plan it, but it just happens.
Right.
Like, like your friend, they were coming over just to hang out and, do karaoke. And suddenly, like, this opportunity opened. And I find that too. Sometimes I'll be literally walking down the street. And, it's funny, I've said this before, but nobody in my own neighborhood recognizes me. I go anywhere else in the world and I get mobbed. But it's when I'm walking down the street, the people that run up with cameras that recognize me are always from out of state. And I had this where I had this one day, I was literally walking down the street in Old Town, and a whole group of people ran like, "Oh my God, thank you, Bob." And the girl was a teenage girl, and she took her camera and took my pictures. And I said, "Oh, hi." They said, "You watch me on YouTube?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "I can't believe you're here." And I said, "Yeah." And so the girl says, "Thank you, Bob. I've been trying to get a reading from you on message from the spirit world for 3 months." And she said, "You haven't called my letter." And I explained to her, because I said, I get thousands of letters. I can't write everybody and answer everyone. But you know what? I said, "Do you want to ask your question now?" And even though we're in the middle of the street and her mom and dad's there and everybody's there, it was meant to be. And I felt like in tune. I was like, "Fletcher, you got to give me the focus." And she asked her question, and the stuff came through. It just was so dead on. And it even amazed me. I didn't even understand what was coming out of my mouth. But see, Spirit wanted that girl to get a reading. And it was actually something, I don't want to give it all away, because,
right.
But it was something very critical to her life at that point. And I thought, I walked away after we, hugged and said goodbye and did pictures and all. I said, I walked away and I said to myself, that was the work of Spirit, because that girl really needed that. And she'd been trying to reach just me. I love that, Yep. Lady, haven't you found in your work, sometimes you'll like have a situation where like somebody will call you for a spell, like they'll need it, like they'll say, "I'm being evicted from my house," or "I need this." And suddenly, like you've suddenly realized that yesterday when you went to the store, you bought all the ritual supplies you needed for that very spell. Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually gone like into a dollar store and everybody's like, "Don't you have enough of those?" Or "Don't you, have plenty of this?" And I'm like, "Well, you never know." And I've actually had situations where I'll buy little odds and ends, and it's like, okay, I'm not using it right now, but I'm sure it's for someone. And I've had that happen many a time where I'll buy something out of impulse, and sure enough, a month, 2 months, somebody needs that object or that item. I've had people literally just come out of nowhere, and I'll have the item with me and I'll just give it to them, and they're like, "Why are you giving it to me?" I'm just that kind of person. I let Spirit guide me. I don't sit there and question it.
No, I agree. Lord Tony, did you find sometimes, like, have you ever done this? Like, you'll be at the store and you'll buy something that you have no need for, like some you wouldn't normally buy, you know, and then you find out later it's like a neighbor really needs that, like they have a crisis at their house. Like you might buy special like tubing, you know, that seals off pipes or something, you know, and then suddenly like somebody has a crisis. You ever had that happen to you?
Not really.
No.
What the usual what's happened with me is I've had the urge to make something.
Right.
Isn't that interesting?
And I have no idea why I needed to make it. I just had the urge to make it. And most of the time it doesn't end up with me anyway. It ends up going to someone that's, oh my God, I love that. Oh my God. Well, maybe it was for you
for them.
to begin with. Yeah.
Would you know, remember that time?
All the time, so it's kind of a commonplace for me.
Well, I remember that time you made that beautiful wand for me, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
And what's so funny is I hadn't told you this. I had been wanting a special wand. Like I had been meditating, like, oh, I wish I had a nice wand or one that was like more dramatic. And then you sent me that wand out of the blue. I'll never forget it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had never made anything like that wand before either. You know, I've never worked with clay before, and painting skills weren't there. And so that worked out nice for me.
It's beautiful. Absolutely. I still have it over on my altar. So, and I keep it, you know, on display.
Melanie Miller says, the universe puts stuff in front of me that I meant to buy. That's what happens every time I go in that rock store.
Or so she tells herself.
I have to look at each one and hold it and connect with it. And the ones I leave there, I'll go home and I'll think on them. They tell me the rocks will find their spot in my house. I'll keep looking over there and I know where it's supposed to go. And then I have to go back to the store and fetch it home.
I'm telling you, know, gosh. You know, this is one of the things, you know, as I was mentioning earlier in the week in my videos, I'm working on minimalism. And the good thing is I'm getting all the junk out of my house. And I'm actually getting organized. So I will actually have room, because my floor is so cluttered, to actually like lay out larger circles now and do bigger rituals. And so I'm very excited about this. And I thought to myself, how am I going to do a minimalist lifestyle with all my Wiccan items?
Right.
What's really cool is that I have a book, which I don't have here, but I'll have to show it next week. But I have a wonderful book that shows people doing Wicca, and they have minimalist house, but then they have all their ritual supplies organized, and they bring it out and do rituals, and then they put it back in their box, you know? It's like...
Good theory.
What's that?
I said it's a good theory, but we all tend to love our things.
I'm trying to go for it, you know, but I tell you, it's, you know, we'll see how that works, being a minimalist and a Wiccan. I don't know if those two are oxymorons.
I don't think so, but give it a go. I've tried it a few times. The best I can do is sort them out in totes that are labeled, you know, candle holders, and then you have a whole crap ton of all of it, you know. But the rocks, they don't go in the tote. They go out, and the next thing you know, the statues got to go out too, you know.
I have this feeling that I'll somehow end up back in mega Wicca, you know, paradise here.
Yeah.
I'm not stripping out all my spiritual stuff, because I do love it, but I'm clearing up the clutter, really.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I've got to do the same thing, especially now with this move. It's like I've had stuff in my storage unit that I hadn't seen in a long time, and it's like, oh, do I really need that now? I didn't realize I had 6 sets of candle holders that I haven't even used.
Mm-hmm.
So they may be gifted, I don't know. But my son's like, if you're not going to use them, get rid of them. I'm like, I don't know yet. But, you know, I have a tendency to kind of want to do everything bolder.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. But now you're in a place where you can be fully Wiccan, can't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a clutter bug. I've lost so much stuff over the years. It's like when I moved into where I'm at now, I had nothing, you know, just like my business stuff and my kids' clothes, you know. Well, now my son, he goes, wow, Mama, we moved in, we didn't have nothing, and now look. I'm not at the hoarder status yet. Give me another year. But right now,
I'm definitely there. Well, you know, I got a shout out here. Matt B in the chat just said, he said that he's been a borderline hoarder for the last few years. And he said, maybe I should give minimalism a try. Matt B, I got to tell you, honestly, you know, I've been watching shows on hoarding, and I think I'm definitely a borderline hoarder. My house isn't like what you see on TV, but it could get there, like Angel said, another year. You know, honestly, I tell you, minimalism, what I'm finding, and I don't want to get all into minimalism tonight, but it has, since I've started the process, it's opened up energy currents in my life. Like there's a magical element to it, especially in a Wiccan's home, because we have all that energy. We create power through it. So I'm excited to see what happens, you know, as I work on this.
You might explore feng shui too, Bob. For many years, I've read into that, you know, and there's so much truth in the flow of chi, which is just the flow of energy in your home. And when you have it cluttered, it begins to reflect in every aspect of your life. Your car will end up being like that. Your job will end up being like that. Your thoughts will be like that. Your relationships with people will be like that. And as you declutter and open up that room, it's healing, it's cleansing, and it's just so inviting and enlightening, and it draws in. Like if you're covered in clutter, that's what you draw to you. There's so much truth in that.
Hello, Squash. My little mouse just came out. Oh, he just ran away.
Lady Witch says,
what's that?
Lady Witch says, Bob's house is minimalist, ... His new metaphysical store, however, ...
Well, I'm feeling that. Don't get me started. Now to close my office, I might have to put money into another place.
Oh, that cracks me up.
Oh, God.
It's true.
It's all over. Now I start that, it's all over for me.
Except he don't want to sell that stuff. It's all his treasures. He's got to get
I can't let go of everything. But you know, seriously, talking about the craft, seriously, Dale, do you know when I first started in Wicca, all I had was a basic cardboard box, like a Xerox box, and I put a piece of black velvet cloth over it. And I only had an athame and a chalice. I hadn't even got my pinnacle at that point. That's all I had. Do you know what? Honestly, I had more powerful experiences with less in just that little tiny altar.
Yep.
You know, like the power of that first year, I've never forgotten it.
That reminds me of Tony's travel altar. I don't know if it's close by to you there, Tony. He has the most amazing travel altar. It's small scale, and he has each tool just right to fit in it. And it is just powerful. You could see the vibrations. Do you have it anywhere near you, Tony?
I can go get it. It's just in the other room.
Oh, well, we sure would like to see it, Tony.
I will go and get it.
Please. I'm always trying to make Tony work. We love you, Tony.
Poor Tony. He's like, Bob, I'm tired in my chair. Now you're going to make us move.
Yeah. Thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Did you manage to figure out how to put that travel altar I made for you back together?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Did you manage to put that travel altar I made for you back together?
Oh, yes. And I still use it. In fact, it was with me during my mom's during the whole time I was down there.
Oh, cool.
I showed it to her. She thinks it's cool. She said, that is so nifty. Yeah, that little travel altar works wonderfully. Hello, boo-boo. Come on, Squashy. My little Squashy just came out.
Tony's back.
Yeah.
I'm back. All right. This is my travel altar.
So cool.
I got this nice box that I keep everything in. Whoa.
Wow.
Selenite.
You've
keep
added
it
to
charged
it.
up. I have my soapstone pentacle on top here. I have numerous wands. Oh, let's see what else I got here. I'm not going to take it and unravel everything.
Altar cloth?
My cloth. My god and goddess symbols.
Wait.
I don't actually have figurines. I use the symbols. I have my silver chalice. You know, I'm not going to take it all out of here. I'm just going to.
Okay. All right.
I'm just going to kind of show you. It's like everything fits nicely inside.
That's right.
Inside the box.
Isn't it amazing?
I don't know if you can all see it in there very well or
Got
not.
crystals and a broom and candles and all kinds of trinkets. It's amazing.
Yeah, I have my homemade candle holder.
Oh, out of what? Titanium?
Aluminum. But lots of goodies in here. Another like little cauldron type thing that I made up, holds more goodies.
Sorry, Tony.
But little miniature athame.
Right?
Oh, that's cool.
For those days I don't want to carry the big one.
Tony always likes carrying around his big swords, though.
Yeah,
you know it.
Right? See?
I'm telling you, our guardian is gonna mess you up if you cross us.
He's
Another
armed
one.
to the teeth.
Another one. Oh, let's not forget the tactical tomahawks too. You know, these are.
Oh wow!
Yay! That's
cool. A small one.
You have a throwing star in there.
No, those are illegal.
Oh, are they? I didn't know that.
What about machetes?
Oops. Oh,
I'm
look at the
one as a
titanium
decoration for my wall.
The titanium bow staff there, Lord Bob.
Oh, I'm stealing that. I have this obsession with that metal. I don't know why, but I'm obsessed.
I'm hitting way too much stuff here.
I love it.
He's armed to the teeth.
Yeah. Lord Tony's ready for battle.
Tony, do you have a machete?
Oh,
I like it. I like machetes. Do you have a machete? I knew he would.
Oh my God.
Machetes are freaking awesome.
Oh my God. Holy Tony, I'm telling you.
When I was a single young woman, I had me a big old pit bull and a machete that I always had near.
Gav Hines just told me, he said he would love to have some throwing stuff. You know, Gav, I've seen them online. I don't know if they're illegal in my state. I gotta find out because I almost bought some. That'd be all I'd need. Buy a throwing and get arrested.
It'd be delivered to your door by federal agents.
And you know, in my world, that would happen. No.
There's one machete.
Oh my God!
Oh, I like it.
Looks like a little ninja short sword.
That, you know, Mother Kali carries a machete.
Right.
And then we have, whoa, got this one.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, I like that.
I like that a lot.
You should see this thing sliced through a pumpkin.
You know, I have a birthday coming up, Tony. I don't think you need that one.
That will slice my fingers.
I sure miss
Lord
my
Tony. Lord Tony, Matt B just said, Lord Tony was a ninja in his former life.
For sure.
I'm the most honorable.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Katani.
/ machete.
That's cool as all that. I love it.
I like these.
Tina Sellers just said she has a machete also. Wow, I didn't know so many people were into that. That's amazing.
It's like my backup for my backups.
I have to be careful because if I buy things like that, I'll chop my hand off accidentally.
You know, a while back, I worked at Ace Hardware, and I would sometimes go down the lawn and garden aisle, and they had an awesome machete, and I would pull it out, and I would do the ninja poses and the noises, and everybody, they would walk by, and they would catch me, and they would just start cracking up, because I was doing all that.
Oh, my God.
It was never a dull moment working with this girl. You know?
I'm telling you. Lord,
I used to walk.
I
used to walk around doing the whole, kung fu fighting lip syncing battle. And you're like, you have offended me. We must fight.
That's epic. Oh, Jesus.
We have a lot of fun.
Back from the Future says they use their machete weekly weeding the yard. That would be epic. Out in the yard, just.
I'll be smashing pumpkins later.
There's a
Everybody
bamboo.
says you're prepared for the zombie apocalypse, Tony.
You know, there's a bamboo grove over near where I live, and I've been so tempted to try to grab a piece of bamboo to make a staff out of it, you know.
You could get a machete and go and try and chop a hunk off.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe I might have to get a machete because I've heard bamboo is hard to pull out of the ground.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have bamboo where you live, Carol?
No. I work with bamboo though.
Okay.
Very prosperous plant.
Right now I'm working with this guy.
How's your new puppy, Carol?
She's fine. She's laying right next to me.
Aw.
Precious, you want to say hi? Yeah, she's in her sleepy mode. She's been running around the house all day terrorizing everybody.
Gab says he can imagine Lord Tony on the Walking Dead show.
That's what this one was for.
Ooh.
Tony, you got to talk. We can't see it.
Yeah, that's what Walking Dead was for this one.
Yeah.
That's what I got that one for.
What sound does that one make when you use it?
Swing.
Ouch.
Swing. Swing.
Or swing. Followed by the couple of
Look at Carol's baby. Aww. Aww.
You got to talk, Carol, so we can see him.
Yeah, Miss Precious. She's about to start her training. I bought a training collar for her.
Oh, you got her no bark collar.
Well, it's more to control her, to keep her from running out in the street and stuff, because she likes to bolt out the door, and I don't want her to get run over.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's a min pin.
Min pin Chihuahua, yeah? Or no, just min pin?
No, min pin.
Oh, very cute.
Yeah. Very fast, too.
Mine's a Chihuahua, Rat Terrier, and part potbelly pig.
Real?
Not really, but he sure looks like it. His mama loves him a lot.
Witchy Jim puts on here that Lord Tony needs that club that's on The Walking Dead. I have a club.
My God.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have enough stuff here.
You know what I think is like one of the worst, not worst, but coolest, most lethal, brutal, like ancient times weapon is that the mace, the big ball with the thorns on it. Sometimes it's on a chain and sometimes it's just on the stick.
Oh,
that's horrible. And
evil. I don't think they make those anymore.
No, you can get them on eBay. I saw them.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I think it's called a mace.
Now, Lady Angela, you got to stay out of that BDSM area. I've been telling you about that. It's not going to work.
Wait, are we talking about a mace?
It's a thing like that with the spikes. Is that what it's called?
Like this? No, I don't have those. Yet.
Matt B says, I pity the poor bastard that breaks into Tony's house. That's true.
God, help them, you know?
That's just what I have here over in this corner.
Allison 6 Costello says, what does Lord Tony do with all those weapons? Like that.
He stands order the purple cord.
There's nothing wrong with collecting weapons as long as you know how to use them.
Yeah, you know.
Jennifer Croxton loves your hat, Carol. I had one like that, and I gotta give you credit for wearing it because the little dangles drove me nuts. I finally ripped it off, and I wore it as a sash, and I had a hat.
Oh no, I wear this one. You know, this is my fancy. Especially during Samhain when I have my whole witchy outfit on. Yeah.
I'm already decorating for Samhain outside.
Oh, I'm gonna have fun this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually made a couple of life-size skeletons. You buy like those skeletons that are life-size.
Mm-hmm.
But what I did, I kind of put some meat on them.
Oh. Yeah,
Ew.
zombies.
I haven't had a chance to use them yet. They're still in the box.
Wow.
So,
Oh, I gotta show you something here. This is something I actually got for Bob. It's one thing I got for me too, though. But
What?
this one's for Bob. I found this at the dollar store. It says it's a crow, but it could be a raven. Zombie raven.
Oh my God.
It's so freaking cute. I
That's
took one to
brilliant.
work too. There's one sitting at work.
Oh my God. That's
It's so cute.
That's cute as all. Oh, I love that. Oh my God. Thank you for thinking
Yep.
of me.
I'll send that to you. And it's, see here, he could fly.
Oh,
And he could do this.
I'm gonna hang it on a string and hang it on my door for Halloween.
Right?
That'll freak my neighbors out. You know, my troubled children across the hall.
Right?
just
It's a
don't
long
scare
story.
your mouse with it.
What's that?
Don't scare your mouse with it.
No, I don't want to scare my mouse. Oh, by the way, I have to take, speaking of funny things, I was at, I don't know where it was. It was some store. I'm just blanking out, but it was a store and they had it was Michael's. That's where it was, Michael's Crafts. And down they have all the Halloween stuff out now. They had a giant rat. It was literally like this big. It was the exact color of squashy, but it had evil eyes.
Oh.
I thought if I put that in the house, the poor thing will die.
Poor thing. Witchy Jim says, Lady Angela, Psychic Bob says he's trying to minimize, so you could send that to me.
Oh, Witchy Jim, smooth operator. Ooh,
yeah.
that was good.
See, I forget about that, and I send you gifts all the time.
Well, you know, I think that bird would count under minimalism. It's looking pretty minimal.
They don't get much more scarce.
You don't get much scarce to that. I think it classifies as minimalist. Oh shoot! Oh,
yeah.
Y'all got me laughing so much. Lady Witch is laughing with us. She says, and so is Tina too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you guys, we have such an adventure here. But you know, also, you know, tonight I want to make sure if anybody has any questions, like, you know, we've been talking about, if you have any questions, witch-wise, we're here to answer those. So feel free to have that.
Oh, yes.
You know.
Everybody's been mostly joining along with our fun tonight. This has been a fun show.
Yeah, but it's a fun time. Well, it's the gathering of the tribes.
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the gathering of the tribes, I do have to do a little serious questioning here. Now, Lady Carol's so sweet and shy. You know, she's going to kill me for doing this, but I'm going to do it anyways. But, you know, Lady Carol, as you know, recently got their big life transition, getting her new home, and she's ready to kind of revamp her business. And she said to me the other day, she says, "Hey, Bob, I'm trying to get a website going, but I am not technical. Can you help me?" I said, I said, "Carol, I don't know a thing about websites. I really don't. You know, but I said, maybe somewhere in the Order of the Purple Cord, we've got a web developer, a webmaster who'd be interested in working with Lady Carol and help her get a website going, because she's got a lot of beautiful artworks. And, you know, I think we'd all be blessed to be able to see them and purchase them. So, you know, if you're a web person, you know how to set up a website. You know, maybe you want to get in touch with Lady Carol, you know, maybe work a deal with her, and, you know, because, you know, I think she would contribute a lot to the Wiccan community through her beautiful artworks. And Lady Angela, if somebody, or Lady Carol, if somebody want to get in touch with you, how would they reach you?
Through my email.
Okay.
Right now, since I have no other way of getting anybody in contact with me, but they can contact me through my email.
All right. Do you want to give that out to us again?
Yeah, it's the green crone at gmail.com.
All right. The green crone at gmail.com. That's easy. We can all remember that. But, you know, if somebody there, I know we got so many talented people in the order. And, you know, as I said, we're all trying to help each other. So if you want to throw a little your talent Lady Carol's way, you know, maybe you could work out an exchange. Maybe she could give you some of her artworks in exchange, or work out a deal to help her get going, I think that'd be great. I think it'd be good, because we're all really trying to be of service to the community. And I can tell you, from the beautiful stuff she's given me, it's absolutely spectacular. So I think her work is top notch. She makes beautiful wands, and just also, you make a little bit of everything Wiccan, don't you, Lady Carol?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a
Yeah,
little
she
bit of
does really
magic.
amazing stuff.
I just love creating.
She does. She makes beautiful altar tools, handmade. You want a handmade chalice or a handmade wand. Her stuff is all one of a kind. It's very unique. But the problem is, she can't tell the whole world, because she can't figure out how to get her website going. She tried setting up a website and it all fell apart, which I understand that, because when I first tried to set up a website, I didn't know what I was doing. I messed the whole thing up. Excuse my language. And it's something you have to have somebody who knows what to do. So I know some of you out there are techies and you're experts at website development. So somebody out there, reach out to Lady Carol, give her a hand. Let's get her going, because she's ready now. She had a big life transition with this new home. She's got the space to do the work. She's ready to go again. So we'd love to have you help her out. Okay.
I would really appreciate any help I can get, because when it comes to art, that's my thing. When it comes to electronics, I yell for help.
There you go. So anyways, I had to throw that out because I knew I'd get talking and forget it. So anyways, but yeah, shoot her an email. Okay. Anyways.
Bob, some people in our chat are also asking how to go about getting into the Order of the Purple Cord.
Wonderful. Well, it's very simple. Go over to my website, robert-hickman.com. I have an whole article on the front page. You can read about the Order of the Purple Cord, who we are, what we're about. And then just shoot me an email at readings@robert-hickman.com, and we'll get you into the order. Now, part of the requirements, which is all listed on my website, is that you want to send us an email stating your intent, your wish to join. Put Order of the Purple Cord at the top of in the subject line, so that way it's easier for me to see it. And then, agree. You have to write that you agree to abide by the Wiccan Rede, and that you're going to make a purple cord for yourself. All of us here are wearing purple cords, you see.
Yeah.
And, you can make it out of any material. That's all on the website, explains about the cord. But, we all make our cords. That's a sign of our order. And then you send that to us, and we'll get you enrolled in the order. We have a secret Facebook group. And also we have a certificate as well that you'll get. So, so definitely send us an email. We'll get you on. But go to my website so you can read about it. And Lady Angela, can they go to Facebook and contact us there also?
Yes. You could go to Facebook and just type in Order of the Purple Cord. It'll get you over to like our fan page, is what they call it on Facebook. But you can message us directly through there. I know me and Tony, we monitor that message box pretty frequently. Tony's especially good at that one. But just give us a message. Either email it to Bob at readings@roberthickman.com. You can email it to me at OPC, like Order Purple Cord, OPC@rarewiccaspells.com. Or easier yet, just go to Facebook and type in Order the Purple Cord and message us directly on that page. Either way, it's free to join. We're a worldwide group now. It's totally free. And we're a group of positive, like-minded people. We're not a group that gives you a great big long list of rules and requirements and these things you must do no matter what. No, we don't do none of that. We just require that you abide the Wiccan Rede, which means you don't throw curses. You, if it harms none, do what you will, is what the Wiccan Rede is. We don't throw curses. We're not haters. We don't put up with that kind of BS. We are not that kind of group at all. And we watch out for that. Anybody who acts up like that, they're gone right away, because we don't participate in that. We're of love and light and kinship of like-minded people. And it's a really good group. We consider it a family. And no, you don't have to have Facebook to be a part of the group. We have thousands of members worldwide. Not everybody's on our Facebook group. It's more of a small group there, and that's okay. Everybody's still in the purple cord. You know, a lot of people are just here, members that follow Bob's channel, and that's okay too. Whatever way works for you. It's a way to be a part of something bigger than just you. And we interact and we encourage and we share our families, we share our altars, we share our thoughts, ideas, our questions. We're here to help and just raise the light, you know, and be part of something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely. Thank you. I think that was wonderful, you know. And, you know, each of us here, we are the officers. We're the board of directors, so to speak. And we each have specific roles. Like, for example, I am the high priest of the order. And I'm also keeper of the sacred chalice. And I'll bring that next week to show you, for those of you who are new, what the sacred chalice is. We each guard a treasure of the order that we hold in trust for all of us as signs of the blessing and the work of the order.
So Bob's like the father or the leader of the group as the priest. Yes.
And Lady Angela is like our mother hen over here. She's
very much so.
Why don't you tell them about your work as high priestess?
Okay, I'm the high priestess. I'm like the mother aspect. Also a leader, just like Bob and just like the other officers. But I'm here to help you and guide you, encourage you. I'm high priestess of the order. I'm also keeper of the sacred flame. I have a special lantern that I'll burn for members of the order on request, and just every day for everybody to lend blessings and light wherever it may need, in whatever form it is that you need it. I'm also keeper of the sacred book. You know, I keep the log of all our members. I keep the log of the happenings. I keep the log of knowledge. You know, there's many different things that keeper of the sacred book entails, along with our list of our members. That's another big part of it. You know, and I'm usually the first person people will communicate with when they come to the order. I'll welcome you. I'll greet you. I'll announce you to the order. And just really get your foot in the door. And I really treasure that. And I really enjoy being the mother hen. And I love everybody in the purple cord.
Yeah, that's right. And then we got Lord Tony, who, well, we know he's our guardian. Anybody questions it after tonight, they know Lord Tony's going to be guarding. Lord Tony, why don't you tell us about your guardian work?
Basically, with being the Lord Guardian, I'm also keeper of the sacred sword. Like, I don't have enough already. I like to keep everyone safe during the rituals, and I'll send spirits along and my energies along to help keep everyone that's participating in our ritual nice and safe. And anything that doesn't need to be there won't be allowed in. And
absolutely. I got to say, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I watch the chat, try to keep everyone happy in chat if I can.
And Tony does good with this too. I mean, he is awesome. He's an amazing Lord Guardian.
Yes, he's helped divert some people. We've had people try to come into the order who have tried to sway people towards evil and black magic and curses. Lord Tony is ongoing. You can't get away with that. You're not going to sway our members, you black magicians, into joining your dark forces. Doesn't happen. Lord Tony stops it.
Right.
You know. And I think he's great. I love Lord Tony.
And Carol's one of her.
She's our newest member of the board, Lady Carol. And Lady Carol, why don't you tell us about your job?
I am keeper of the sacred staff, and what that represents is our unity as a group. The staff is an extension of all of us. When I created the staff originally, my vision was a tree, because of course it, part of a tree, but it's bigger than that. The staff itself is nature reaching out and touching all of us, bringing us all together as one. So, I don't take that office lightly. I use the staff for that purpose only. It's not something you pick up, just once in a while. When I work with the staff, I think of everyone in the group. I think of everyone on the planet. And, you know, I try to send healing energies to those who need it, support to those who need it. You know, just to bring us together as a family. Because every time, you know, we get together, we are one big family. Whether we're, you know, at the corner store or, you know, traveling the world, we're still united. And that's what the staff represents.
I love that. And Carol, thank you. She made the mistake. You may not have it with you tonight, but if you don't, maybe next week you can share the staff.
She's hanging up on the wall right now. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see it next week. So.
Bob, in our chat, several people are asking about, you know, videos for beginners and people to learn. And if you haven't, if anybody asking that or wondering about it hasn't had a chance to do so, go to Bob's YouTube channel. Bob's been on here for what, Bob, 15 years on YouTube now? Making magical themed videos, and it's a treasure trove. Especially his old stuff is amazing, and it's all simple, easy to follow, so enlightening about everything, especially magic.
Yeah, if you go to my channel, a lot of people don't notice. I didn't even notice for a long time. You can go to click on some of his videos, and they have a search box. You can type in like you might type in herbal spell, and then I'll bring up my videos of herbal spell. A lot of people don't know about my old videos because they're so far down that people don't see them. But yeah, I've done a lot of stuff over the years, you know.
A lot.
Yeah. So I have thousands of videos, and I have a love spell. One of my favorite ones you should go look is a love spell. And I have music with that. I'm burning candles. It's a lot of fun. And then at the end, I have a love spell encounter. Do you know which video I'm talking about, Lady Angela?
I do. I know. And it predicted you and I would become friends. Yeah, before we.
Oh, no, that was the second one. This
is another one? He saw keys.
Well, actually, that's a good one. Let's talk about it. I also did a Valentine. If you look at Valentine's love spell, I did one where I did an herbal reading.
Herbal divination.
You can see this in the video. The message that came through for me was that somebody was entering my life who would be very important in my life, and the letter started with A, and you can see the A formed in the herbs. And literally, like, a few months later, Lady Angela.
And Pentacles, too, showed up there, too. A witchy person with the A.
And I said, this is of somebody, and I even said in the video, I think, somebody's coming to my life with A and their Pentacles. They may have a witchy background or connection. And, you know, and as I said in the video, it doesn't always have to be romance. It can be friendship, too. And in this case, it was friendship. And isn't that video is still amazing to me. Like,
yes,
we don't even know each other, and it clearly outlines it.
Right.
So, check it out. Gosh, Lady Angela, you know what? I usually run over, and we're almost at time tonight.
Yep.
I don't know where the time goes, but, you know, I want to just say thank you. We've had such a fun time. You guys have been the best, and I'm really glad you're here tonight. We've had so much good time with you. And listen, I got to say, you know, make sure, you know, to check out all of our websites. We each have websites where we're developing, you know, tools and services to help you grow in your craft. And, you know, like Lady Angela, you want to go there. You want to learn magic? She got spells. You can buy just one spell page or an entire book of spell pages. So go to rarewiccaspells.com. Lady Angela, you want to tell real quick about your work?
Yeah. And some people are asking about, can newbies, people that are brand new in the craft, do these spells? Absolutely. They're designed for people with lots of experience or people with no experience at all. The things you need, like the candles or ingredients you need, are very easy to come by. They're not going to cost you a fortune, and you can achieve positive results right away by performing these. But yeah, I have spell pages. I have the tools you need, different ritual tools you need. I got the candles, the herbs. If you want a whole spell book or maybe some Scott Cunningham books or different how-to books, there's a ton of stuff on my website, over 6,000 different items in all kinds of categories. Even Psychic Bob's Favorites is in a category. It's called Psychic Bob's.
I have my own section in the store of spells that I use.
His own section in my store of his favorite stuff that he's got and then recommends others get. Bob has a series of spell pages on my website. Of 10 pages, there's Psychic Bob's Spirit Spells. Check those out too. And whatever you get, when you go to checkout, use coupon code Spirit Channel, all one word, Spirit Channel, and you'll save 10% on every order.
There you go. And Lord Tony, why don't you tell us about your spiritual work and your website?
What I do is angelic healing energy work, and I call on the angels to help guide the energies and let them work through me to send energy and healing vibes and whatever to whoever wants it. And yeah, mostly it's for removing blockages, but I've done some work on depression and anxiety, and I've had really good results with getting rid of that and helping the people out with that.
And he physically saved me when I was very ill the last month. And he's
yeah,
life around. That's like Bob's here because of Lord Tony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob was in tough shape. It's true. Tony helped him. We thank you all for that. And Carol has an upcoming website coming soon.
Lady Carol's going to have an upcoming website. And Carol, tell us real quick again about some of your artworks that you
do. Basically, I create wands. Lady Angela actually has one. Well,
yeah, I love it right here. Show it.
But she's got a favorite that I designed.
I keep it right by me. This is one of Carol's wands. I love it. And they're not all the same. You know, this one is mine. I don't think she can make you one like this one, but it could be similar, but not mine. But I just love it. And I recommend her stuff. Her stuff is awesome. I really love my wand.
Each wand is unique. No two will ever be alike because they're all handmade. It's kind of hard to sit there and reproduce the same thing over and over again. I mean, some people can, but I choose not to. I like to put my heart and soul into everything I make.
Well, that's like the books I make, very similar. No two are alike, you know. They might be similar, but they all have their own personality. I got some wands from Carol not too long ago, and I had intended to resell them for her and for I on my website, but they're so different and they're beautiful, and I fell in love and they're all mine now. So she's gonna make you some for you.
Once you have Carol's products, you'd can never give them back, or I sometimes think, well, if I call Carol and have her make something for me to give as a gift to somebody, once it gets to my house, I'll end up keeping it.
Right.
That's how it works. So we're going to soon have, and if you and the OPC will help us, we're going to have a website up and running for her. So I really invite you, get in touch with her, get her website going. Speaking of websites, also, if you're kind of coasting the web, you might want to check out my website, Psychic Bob's website, which is www.robert-hickman.com. By the way, the links to all of our websites will be in the box below this video. And, you might want to think about getting on my schedule for a private reading. This last few weeks, I've been maxed out, and next week's already filling, but we still have some spots left. So if you want to get on my schedule for a private session, that's you and me one-on-one. It's a full hour of me and you. And we're going to cover everything: past, present, future issues, spirit guides, past lives, life themes, karmic connections. And I answer all your questions. Bring messages from spirit guides, messages from deceased loved ones. I cover everything. And, everybody who's had a reading with me has said, wow, that hour flew by. And it does. Right. It flies by because we cover a lot. But I'd love the chance to read for you. And if you want to call, by the way, let me give you my new telephone number, which is, and for y'all who don't know, I got a new office line number, 703-825-3929. Again, 703-825-3929. Give me a call. We'll get you on the schedule, okay? And we can do that by telephone or Skype. I do both readings. So I'd love the chance to work with you guys.
Bob has books too, you guys. He has books too, and they are amazing. He has an Ouija mystery book. He has Messages from Rose book. He has several books. He has some witchy books, a lot of different books. And I tell you how Bob writes. It's Bob. Bob's always Bob. He's the same guy. He's a real authentic character, and his writing is beautiful. I encourage you to get some books from him.
Bless your heart. Yeah, here are some of my books. There's Ouija Mysteries, Lady Angela mentioned. It's kind of hard to get glare here. This is probably out of my books. My favorite book is Messages
I like
from
that
Rose.
one too.
It really tells about a time in my life when I was a young psychic and all my adventures. I love this book. I love all my books because I put my heart into them, so they're like my babies. This is Psychic Bob's book of Wicca and Wisdom, my most recent book. And I'm working on an astrology book that I'm trying to get out in between becoming a minimalist, managing the Orange Purple Tour, and running my psychic reading business and doing public appearances. So anyways,
let's not forget this guy.
Yep.
Oh yes, thank you. I don't have my copy's lost somewhere. I got to buy a new one for myself.
And your unminimalistic mess.
Well, I'm not a minimalist, but I can definitely say I'm a fan.
Lady Carol's got my. Thank you, Carol. I love that. Thank you. I'm so touched. Well, guys, listen. We got to shut it down because tomorrow's Monday. I got to get a little rest. Like I've been working a lot. Because tomorrow we got another video coming here at Spirit Channel. And what is that?
Horoscopes.
So you be here tomorrow. We're going to cover all the major transits, and we'll do horoscope for all 12 zodiac signs. Lord Tony, what is your zodiac sign again? I don't remember.
I'm a Leo.
I thought that, but I wasn't sure. I see Leo or Capricorn. You know?
So fitting.
I bet he's got a Capricorn in his coat. All right, guys. Well, listen. Tell us in the box below, if there's a special subject you want us to also talk about in the coming weeks. By the way, guys, real quick, next week is the Sunday before the Sabbath that's coming. So I think we should do a ritual next week. What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah.
So this week I'll try to write the ritual. We'll get it together and I'll distribute it to you guys, okay?
Sounds good.
So we're going to have a little ritual, and we're going to post it early on Facebook so that you guys can get this stuff. We're going to keep it very simple. We always keep our rituals simple, so you don't have to spend a lot of money. You can get simple things that are in your house. But I think next Sunday we need to do our Maybon ritual. Okay.
Oh, sure. That's exciting.
Because it's the 16th and Maybon's on the 21st. So it's the week, or we could do it the week after, but I think we should do it as we're approaching, my personal view.
I like that idea.
All right. We'll be back here tomorrow for horoscopes. Thanks for coming out tonight, guys. Everybody say good night real quick.
Good night, everybody. Can't wait for next week. I hope you have a magical, magical week.
Good night, everyone. Been a blast.
Yay. Don't call Tony now. You got them weapons.
Good night, everyone. I hope you have a blessed evening.
Thank you. Well, guys, listen.
Come back next Sunday.
Yeah, be here next Sunday. Thank you, Lady Carol. I always forget to say that. We'll be here next Sunday, same time, same place for the witching hour. Be here. And until then, may you always blessed be. So mote it be.